Hello. I didn't see you there. Well, welcome back to the shed. Well, okay, it's not the shed. It's far too cold outside in the shed, so, well, why not set up in the warmth of my own home? Anyway, I guess you want to know what I'm up to. Well, the other day, the postman kindly bought me this beautiful Christmas gift. It's got Merry Christmas on there, look. And let me just move the engine out of the way. And of course this was sent to me from EngineDIY.com. And well, it's nice to have a Christmas present, especially slightly early for Christmas. So inside the box, of course, was another beautiful engine. And this is a Retrol Steam Engine again, very similar to the Retrol Steam Engine that I built a while back, but this time, as you can see, it's got a horizontal engine. It's got a little generator there and a little lighting plant. So very, very nice indeed. It's essentially the same as the engine I had previously. We just put them side by side. But of course that was the beam engine, and that's got like a lovely flyball governor. I have done a video about this, so if you do want to see a bit more of that engine, I also went into a bit more depth on the build as well. Yeah, so I'll put that link in the description below. But this is the new engine that I've been sent, and of course it's this one's a horizontal engine, but it's also got this lovely little reversing gear there. So you can change the direction of the engine, and well, the boiler that has come with this, I think, is identical really to the boiler that came on the first engine. It's a bit shinier, obviously. This one's gotten a bit sooted up and a bit dirty and stuff like that. But yeah, essentially the same. The only real difference I can see is the actual steam whistle. On the original one, the steam whistle was just like a straight through shaft there, and it was a little bit leaky actually, so I did have to sort of seal it up to prevent it leaking. But yeah, otherwise the rest is more or less the same. Let's pop that back over there. So, like I say, the new one, or the new one for me, my new present, it just requires me now to get the boiler fitted. Well, I'll do that in a bit, and you know, I'll be able to get the lamppost assembled. Here's the lovely lamppost. Look, it really is quite cute actually. It doesn't seem to fix together, so I'm guessing a little bit of Loctite, excuse me, a little bit of Loctite or something on there, and set the little thing, and that'll drop down to there. And of course underneath it's got some electrical connections and the other wires, so from the switch, and obviously that's the generator, and it'll go out to the lamppost because those wires will come down there. So yeah, it just needs sort of putting together really. But yeah, I mean, it's a lovely little engine again. It's very sort of compact. I mean, it's quite beautiful really. I can't wait to actually get it steaming, to be honest. But you know, you've got a couple of drain valves here for when you know, the first bit of steam comes through and it condenses in the cold block of the engine, so you can drain off the water there. I'm guessing that's the exhaust, because that's going to be the air intake, but you know, I'm not sure yet. But I do want to say that you know, the designer of this, maybe not the whole engine, but the designer of some of the peripheries, I mean, just look at this generator. I mean, it's, you know, it's just beautiful in its sort of details. It's got a little brass cover plate there for the electrical connections, just as you'd see on like a, you know, a normal motor or a generator. It's got at the back there, it's got the like the little vents that would be in the rear cover, you know, where the fan would be behind. Well, probably wouldn't have a fan actually as a Jenny, would it? I don't know. Anyway, and of course these lovely fins, lovely little cooling fins, and this, I mean, that's awesome, isn't it? A little brass lifting eye that you know, from when it was would have been craned into place because of the weight. So yeah, very, very lovely. A little double pulley on there, so I guess you could you know, adjust the speeds and things like that, depending on how you do it. And of course, yeah, that'll be linked up through the main flywheel pulley at the back there with the belt. They've supplied all the belts and everything else, not everything, you know, that you need to, well, to even build this engine. It even comes with spanners and Allen keys. I mean, I do use my own spanners, and you know, I use my sort of screwdriver Allen keys, simply because my arthritis is pretty awful. But anyway, so what I'll do now is I'll get the boiler fitted in, and well, I'll get it steamed up and running. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, if I remember last time, this bit was quite awkward, wasn't it? I don't remember how I did it now. Obviously that's got to go down there somewhere, and then that's got to poke through there. No, but I do remember this being awkward. Gosh. Oh. Come on, Aid. Put your thinking cap on. Is that going to work? No. Oh, oh. There you go. Got it. Right. Okay. So I guess it's time to run this thing. So the first thing we need to do is get some water into the boiler. So you need to unscrew the safety valve, which has got a little rubber washer behind it, look. And it's always a good idea to check that it's moving okay, check that the spring moves, because if the pressure builds up too high, it'll push that and it'll vent out the top. So yeah, I've got to fill it up. So I've got a little tiny funnel here, and then if I turn it round, I'll be able to see the glass indicator there, which tells you how full it is. So let's put that in there. And of course, it'll get airlock. So if you hold the whistle out, you know, you can get the water in a bit more successfully. I'll be doing. Can't even see it yet. Okay. Okay, it's coming up there now, look. It's about what? It's not quite enough. I generally like to go about halfway with this little boiler. You know, if you go too high, oh, and that's bang on halfway. So that'll do for now. Because this little boiler, I mean, it takes a long time to get hot if you've got much more than half of the water in there, and by that time you're starting to run out of heat. So okay, so we'll tighten that up now. Now we can close that valve as well, just so we're ready to get some steam up. Now this is the first time I've run this, so I don't know how it's going to go, but this is our little fuel tray with the burners. So that can lift off, and these are actually like they're a gauze, like a metal gauze, very fine actually, and it's just rolled up into a, you know, into a little curl, and you know, see, it's like a, normally you get wicks and things like that, but you know, this is a metal gauze. So now we need to add some fuel to this tank, and what I'm using here is, because I'm indoors, I'm going to use this premium bioethanol, and the good thing about this is it's you know, clean burning, smokeless, odorless, and it's also 100% plant derived, so it's not you know, it's not petrochemical, it hasn't been dug out the ground. So yeah, well, we'll get some in there, and we've got to be careful that we don't overfill this. Now it's difficult to see, because I mean, if you go and look at my other video about the first one that I had this little beam engine, where you can see what sort of catastrophe happened to me. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, the whole thing sort of caught fire, so that wasn't very good. Now the tray's not leaking, so that's good. And then we can insert these into the tray of fuel, push them down nice and solid. That one seems a bit weird actually, I'm not sure about that. Doesn't seem to be, that's better. Okay, that's good. So then you can just sprinkle a bit on the wick to get it going, get the capillary action working. And then, okay, so we've got water, blah blah blah, everything's ready. So I'm gonna light this now. Let's get my matches. So by the way, these are the best matches you can buy. Swash Vestas, you know, it's safety matches, and well, they're the subscribers match, so you really want to be getting yourself a pack of these. So there we go, that's better. So let's relight that one. You can see it actually now. if it's darkened. And is that one going? Can't really tell. Yes, it is. I can see both of them now. So I think that one's gone out. Oh, I don't know. No, it's still going. So the well, the hope is that the capillary reaction there has yeah, brought the flames up. So yeah, they're both burning. So need to insert that into there very gently, so you don't overspill anything. And well, we're just got to kind of wait now for the boiler to warm up enough. So while we're waiting, we want to sort of lubricate the engine, and obviously all the moving parts will want a little tiny drop of oil on. I mean, it's the first time I've run this engine, so I'm hoping that it'll run okay. Stuff feels a bit rough, that, so some more oil on. That's obviously the reversing mechanism. I'll just get a bit of oil around it, see if we can kind of smooth out its crunchiness. I'll also get a bit of oil down, can't really see there, but down into the eccentric thingies. Obviously a bit of oil on that eccentric for the valve timing, and then obviously we're going to need some oil on the actual shaft of the valve. Well, that feels better already. Okay, and now it's in the middle, so it's not doing anything there. No, I guess we got to pinch that up a bit. Yeah, okay. So now the main shaft as well, the piston, if you can call it that. I mean, it's hardly a piston, but yeah. And while I'm at it, I'll just put a tiny drop on the back of the motor spindle. So yeah, drop there. So that is kind of all the moving parts oiled up, and it seems quite okay. Just open those valves. Yeah, it's really quite free. All right then. So while that's isn't that still cooking? Yeah, both flames are running, so that's okay. The other thing I like to use a bit of steam oil, and this is that dirty black stuff. It's steam oil compounded 220, and I mean, you only need a little bit, so I always I dispense my stuff into smaller little compartments, little bottles with a needle top. And well, it wouldn't hurt to put a bit in there, but I mean, it's boiling up now, so I'm not going to add any. But what I can do is add some down here into the intake manifold. And I mean, this is specially designed steam oil. I don't know how much I need. Oops. These are my marbles. Yeah, so that'll lubricate the cylinders, or the cylinder, there is only one, and the valve gear. Well, I'll put a little drop on there as well, and then some on the cylinder. I mean, it's good oil, it's great oil, nice oil. Okay, so all we've got to do now, I still haven't done that. In fact, I could do that while I'm waiting. A little bit of thread locker here. There you go, starting to set. Good old thread locker, eh? Right, so while we're waiting, it's still I mean, you can see through the little holes here, and you can see the flames. You can see both flames running. You can also see that there is well, look at the condensation building up, and the water has actually risen. Now the whistle on here is a much nicer whistle than the one on the original engine. But the original engine, if you did use the whistle, it kind of it was a bit rubbish really. So I can see that they've improved that big time. Anyway, we're getting a bit of blowout from the I think that gasket or washer hasn't seated properly. So I'm not sure that's up to steam. I mean, it's putting a bit of steam out, so I suppose we could try it and give it a little bit of a turn. Get some steam coming out. Oh my word, yes. I don't think that's right. So yeah, the exhaust squirts out the front then. That's no good to me. And it's bubbling out there as well. Oops, ow. Messy. Yeah, it's a bit leaky. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to get this steaming tonight, even though there is a bit coming through. I'm a bit concerned about the leakage on the whistle again, and also that washer there. So now there's some coming through the engine. Now I don't know which way it's running. It's pumping an awful lot of water out the exhaust pipe. So I have got a little bit of pipe which I can fit on there. I sort of anticipated that's been a bit of a problem. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I did come up with something to catch. Is it going to run? Oh, it nearly is, you know. Oh. Getting there. Okay. So it's just a bit leaky, I think. So if we open that a bit more, give it a spin, and there we go. Actually, it's actually running. It's quite noisy, but I guess first run. So as you can see, it's leaking a bit there, but I mean it's running nice. Does it reverse? Well, yes, it does. I can see I need to tighten some bolts up here because that's still moving. But shall we test the generator? Yay! Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I do need to tighten that up. I think I loosened it to pull it back, so I didn't have any sort of, where it was binding. And I tightened up one screw, but I obviously didn't tighten it up enough. Ow! Yeah, it's too hot to handle. But yeah, it's working all right. I don't know whether you can see the light. But yeah, oh, something's going off. A screw has just blown out at me. So anyway, it runs, and I'll go and have a fiddle, tighten the bolts up. The light can turn on and off. Look, sounds a bit rough to me, to be honest, but you know. Now what that whistle's like now, it's still going to be horribly noisy. Oh God, yeah, look at that for a steam leak. Right. Anyway, so like I say, I'm gonna take the burner out, and blow them out for a while. Well, first impressions, I like it. I like the way the reversing thingy does its job, even when it's running. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's always going to be wet and slobbery, especially first run, because yeah, as you can see, ow, I forgot that was hot. As you can see, it's still not fixed down properly. Still haven't fine-tuned it, you know, for the get the correct alignment. But you know, the boiler seems to be working okay. I mean, that washer there's already a bit squashed, so that's a bit rubbish. I might get you know, a little nylon washer or something that gives it a bit more, you know, so it doesn't stretch so much. But yeah, on the whole, that's pretty nice. I love this little Jenny, and it's providing enough power to, I'll have to get a measure of it actually and see what it's actually doing. But it looks like a little tiny sort of Cree type LED in the top there. So yeah, it should be nice and bright in the dark. So anyway, so like I say, I'm going to have a bit of a bugger about with it and get it all lined up, get it working nicely. I mean, it turns out with great luck. So yeah, so I just want to say really thanks to EngineDIY for letting me have a go with this engine, have a play with it, do a little video about it. I absolutely love it, very much like the you know, the beam engine that I've also done before. And I mean, what an amazing lovely setup. Look at it, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So anyway, thank you for watching, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers now. Kaboom. If you enjoy my videos and you wish to support the channel, then please buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com.